Hello everyone, my name is Revonlieke and welcome back. On today's episode we go through the Coral Highlands and it's another episode of collecting ore as fast as possible in a linear line. Now Coral Highlands for sure is an annoying one. First off, you want to start off in the first area and really the lance is going to be your friend here. Now, before we start off, I really want to emphasize, like I've done so in the previous episodes, that really this is not 100% optimal by any means to do things this way. But it will give you an idea of where all of the ore locations are. One of the reasons why I don't like Coral Highlands is because of the start. It takes so long for you to get to your first ore location that it's really not worth it to do this in the long run. What you might want to do is just hide yourself inside the cave that I'm going to mention when we get there, and just keep rotating that instead. But either way, I might as well show you the whole route so that you guys get the idea. Coral Highlands is one of those maps where you don't even get halfway on the outcrops before the first one is already spawned. So Devil Joe sometimes shows up apparently and it's causing some major headache for me. So this cave system is really where you just want to, if you want to farm Coral Highlands with, especially if you want to do ore mining, just spend your time in this cave. But it's going to go rather fast, either way. In general, for Coral Highlands, what you want to have is the glider mantle so that you get to your last ore locations faster. Now, you might be able to optimize this route a little bit, since I'm kind of going haphazardly through these guides, just looking at the ore locations really and figuring out what's actually fast. And so far I think it's gone fairly well, but Coral Highlands is one of those maps where it's like really not worth it to do this. And I'll show you why in a minute. So far it's okay. Now, one of the ways that you might want to optimize this is going backwards, but that's also going to cause you some issues as well. Mainly the first ore locations in this map that I showed are really the problem if you go the other way around. Oh look, now he's sleeping over here. Okay. Things you encounter when you do things that you normally kinda skip out on. But yeah, Coral Highlands really, unless you want a lot of like Dragon Vein crystals, and I think it's Dragonite ore for high rank, then this is your best bet. Yeah, Dragonite ore. So another thing that you might be mentioning is that, well, I could just look at the map and figure out all of this myself. I still think that having a guide or a tutorial for these types of things is important, even though the game doesn't really need it. So the vines are the major reason why Coral Highlands isn't the best place to farm ore. Especially if you want to keep doing the rotation, it's really not worth it. It's causing major headaches for you in the long run. Now I'm not also showing any of the charge attacks with the lance because I think the outcrops are so close by that it's really not that useful in this map. There's a couple of situations where you might want to use it, but generally speaking, whether or not you use the charge attack, it doesn't really win you that many seconds. Now, if you were to go from the top section of the map down below, that would actually work to your benefit with the charge attack, but then you would still struggle with the mining outcrops that are in the beginning, right? So this is an interesting one. We need to go through this cave system over here backwards, kinda. And that's one of the problems with Coral Highlands, because there's one outcrop over here in this cave, and this is one of the outcrops that you might want to skip on this run because it's really just stupid really to get that. Now for this, of course, your glider mantle is your best friend, since we are going to use it. Now there's only 3 outcrops left. And that's pretty much the route that we are taking with Coral Highlands. It's not that bad in general, but when you keep doing it, you kind of start to realize, oh my god, this is so pointless really to keep doing this. You're wasting so much time going to the first outcrops that it's not that useful. By the way, once that's done, you can open up your map and go to the first camp and keep rotating. In general though, this area does give you quite a lot of items. 50 Dragonite ore in one run. Actually it's not 50, because I forgot to remove my first run. So it's about 25 or half of this what you usually get. I'm sorry about not removing the materials beforehand. As for previous episode, we did the Rotten Whale. Generally speaking, you only get 5 items or 5 or 6 items in that area, but if you keep rotating it, it's going to be much more beneficial for you, because it's faster to do Rotten Whale than any other map. By the way, I hope you enjoyed the episode. This was a route to do all the ore locations for Coral Highlands. Thank you all for watching. My name was Revonlieke, and we'll see you guys on the next episode, which is the last map in MHWorld until Iceborne comes out. Thank you and bye bye.